In the headline that shouldn't have been no, we'll save that one for later. All right, fine. Buccaneers sign AB. It's happening, y'all.
Oh, God, finally. Oh, my God. Is that it? Go?
Yeah, that's the news. That's
it. What's the next topic?
Sign AB. What else do you want me to say? Have you guys ever heard of this guy, Antonio Bryant? His number's like 85, I think, maybe 86. I don't know, somewhere around there in the 80s, I think. He's been around for a little bit. He's kind of an old guy to be signing. What do you guys think?
His last name's Brown, and he's 84. But listen, what do you like?
Did I say
honestly,
Bryant?
Yeah, you did. But all right.
Well, I thought you were being funny.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. I was being funny.
So, what do we think about it? I mean, are we upset a little bit because of the type of character he is off the field, or are we just like, hey, we're all in, and BA and Brady can handle this guy, and he's one of the best receivers in the league, and I'm glad we got him?
Ralph and I, we have this rule: we don't talk bad about people on the team. But I just
he's not on the team officially.
He's not on yet.
It reminds me of the old adage: no matter how pretty she is, someone somewhere is sick of her shit. Like that's just how I feel about him.
It's one of my favorites.
Like he is one pill away from just going insane. One missed pill and he's just gonna go crazy. And I just, not to disparage people with mental illness, but he is too much. Like he's too much. He's too much. I trust BA and Jason Light to hopefully. Jake Arian said that he's on a short leash, so I trust that that's true. But I'm
he also said, do you think BA would be, or AB would be coming if his dad didn't approve?
Right.
So we know BA's at least signed off on it, which of course he has. I didn't need Jake Arian to tell me that, but just for the record, because he said it.
Yeah. Ralph, what do you think? I think I've made my feelings clear.
Oh, yeah, Molly was just totally livid. She's been talking about it all offseason, actually. She was like, oh, my gosh, if we sign Antonio Brown, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm like, nah, we ain't going to sign him. We got enough wide receivers, and here we are.
Molly has found her Gerald McCoy.
I'm going to have to hear this now for a year at least. Oh, my gosh. I think that, he'll be okay, but, he is. You use that phrase. You said one pill away from throwing a bag of dildos at his wife, his ex. Is that what it was?
And
on the video. That. Yeah. Oh, that cracked me up when you said that. But I wish you would have said it here because it was really funny. That's why I had to repeat it.
I want to grab my wife. I want to take you two out to a bar and just go hang out for a night. Because you two are going to be a blast. This would be great.
Oh, we're much more fun when we get drunk too. Which, is every other day, just about. The only thing I have confidence in is that BA doesn't put up with this crap. But when we first hired BA, we went back and looked through all of his coaching tenure and everything, and he just does not have problems with guys in the locker room. If he does, he gets rid of them. Kind of like a Belichick thing. It's like he doesn't play around with that. He gives them, he loves them and fights with them and all that. But if there are problems for the team, they're gone. And I have full confidence that he'll do that here. I really think this is a Tom Brady thing. Tom Brady wanted AB here, so, BA's like, okay, whatever you want, buddy. And he'll make the team better, especially in kick returns. Our kick return game is horrible. We ain't going anywhere with that. And I think he could help in that aspect if they use him there. So.
Yeah, that's a great point. As a fan, I never want to see sort of like your tier 1 players returning kicks. Like it drove me insane last year when they put Ronald Jones back there on kickoffs, and then he like hyperextended his knee in a rainy preseason game, and it's like, now can we take Ronald Jones off? And they did. So, yeah. But having AB back there, he's dynamic in the open field. Like there's no doubting his talents whatsoever. It's all the other baggage that comes with it. But I'm in lockstep with Ralph. Like he made it 1 week in New England with Tom Brady and he was gone. Caught a touchdown pass, played one game, and he was gone. But whatever he did, which never came out, obviously isn't enough for Tom Brady to not want him. He didn't cross a line with Tom Brady because Tom Brady stumped for him during the offseason. And now that, his suspension is almost over, Tom Brady stumped for him again. And like Ralph said, what Tom Brady wants, Tom Brady gets. And, we thought about, we saw that with Gronk. We saw that with Shady. We saw that with Fournette. These guys that are coming and doing ring chasing, and Brent, we've been saying it for 2 years, like, who are you going to cover? But now really, like, they might have 3 top 10 wide receivers on the field.
They could go in with a 4 wide out set.
Just imagine if O.J. Howard was still playing. I
don't care right now with Howard. I'm
but just imagine. I know you don't, but just imagine.
If Howard was good, fine.
Oh wow.
If Howard had proved something to me over the last 3 years that he's been here.
Wow.
Molly.
With you. We're kindred spirits, Brent.
I'm telling you. It just,
wow.
Listen. He's. I mean, OJ Howard is the.
Brent's found his Gerald McCoy.
He's got all the tools. He's got all the potential in the world, but he's not been able to put it on the field. He just hasn't. You can't tell me OJ Howard has put it on the field.
I thought he was doing it this year.
When?
In the 3 games.
In the 3 games he played. He had like 2 touchdowns in his I don't think he had any drops, or maybe he might have had 1. And his yards per catch was like almost 20, maybe even over 20. I thought he was having a great year.
My issue,
game sample size. So go ahead, Ralph.
My issue with OJ was his blocking. I just didn't like it. He was the best blocker. Well, no, he wasn't the best tight end blocker we had. Brate was the best, and Brate's not that good. Gronkowski though is great.
Yeah,
it's one of the reasons why our run game has been so good. But OJ, he wasn't a horrible blocker, but he just wouldn't do a whole lot. He just kind of get in the way of the person, and if they put forth any effort, then they get by him. And to me, tight ends. I'm old school where tight ends, that's pretty much used to be, that's all they did was block,
Mm-hmm.
And so, now we've got into these catching tight ends, and I'm like, that's fine and dandy, but we got Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and Scotty Miller, it's like,
And AB.
You're right, yeah, at AB.
Justin Watson, Tyler Johnson, Cyril Doink Grayson. Yeah.
Doink. That thing bounced right off his face.
The wind caught it, guys. The wind caught it. Anyway, and here's the thing. Guys, look, I don't mean to disparage O.J. Howard. Actually, I do. I just don't get the hype that everybody buys, that everybody blows up about him until I see it. And Ren, I get what you're saying. I need more than a 3 or 4 game sample size on that, though. To be like, I need to see that over the course.
He had one bad year where last year where it seems people are saying in whispers that he hated Jameis Winston. Like, hated him as a person for the way he acted on the field and kept getting in trouble and screwing the team. Now, that shouldn't affect your play on the field, but maybe it did. And the problem with O.J. Howard hasn't been producing. Like, his first 2 years, his first 2 years, I know he gets injured every year, never finishes the season, I get it. But when he's on the field, he produces. He does, at a high rate. So, I mean, I get your point. I do. I get your point. Like, I'm not here stumping for O.J. Howard. I was just saying, imagine running, like, Howard with those, like, really, like, back to my point, who do you cover? Like, do you, okay,
that
let's
point's
look.
not lost here. Who do you cover?
Who do
that
you
is
cover?
Still valid even without O.J.
Tell me what team, besides the Buccaneers, have 3 guys that can even come close to matching up with these 3?
Right.
Like, anybody. Like, whose slot corner is going to cover Chris Godwin or Mike Evans or Antonio Brown? Okay, Lattimore, you and Mike go and just walk off the field and start throwing dirt in each other's faces and get into a little piss fight. Now you got 2 corners left, and you have to cover Chris Godwin and Antonio Brown. Like, and don't worry, oh yeah, and Gronk. Oh yeah, I forgot about that guy. It's exciting. We'll see how it works. I'm not expecting huge numbers from him because Brady's going to go to who's open. And, maybe he's going to be open a lot. But
and don't forget, you've still got Ronald Jones running out of the backfield. He's catching a lot better in the backfield if they do happen to cover everybody else.
Fournette's back this week.
Exactly. Shady McCoy's still there. I'm not really sure why right now, but he's still there.
In case Fournette gets hurt.
Honestly, I hope that's why he's there now.
Yeah.
Instead of actually being an active part of the game plan, like, just, he's there in case of.
Just throw him the ball. Just throw him the ball. That's it. You're not allowed to touch the ball why you're in the backfield. Tom Brady should never hand the ball to you ever.
Exactly. I'll say this about AB. I feel right now a little bit like I did when I first heard the Bucs signed Ndamukong Suh, because all I knew about Ndamukong Suh was he's the nastiest player who's ever played the game.
Right.
He's the dirtiest player who's
Cheater.
ever played the game. Cheater. He steps on people's ankles. Just bad dude. I also remember right after we signed Ndamukong Suh, I was talking about that, and somebody's like, yeah, but go back and look. He hasn't been penalized for stuff like that in like 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sure, that might have been true back then, but that's not who he is now. And I think that that's held true with Ndamukong Suh, is he actually is a pretty stand-up guy, at least now.
Yeah.
And he has matured a lot. Now, I don't know what's going on with AB because all of his stuff is recent and is new. But if doing this thing, this podcasting thing, covering this team as closely as long as I have, I think one thing I've learned is with any of these kind of signings, draft picks, free agent signings, trades, things like that, a wait and see approach as to how the team is actually going to handle them usually works out best, to not get overworked up one way or the other. Because AB could be coming in here, frankly, to replace Jaden Mickens, the punt returner. And then they're going to slot, kind of like a Leonard Fournette. Like, you brought in a Leonard Fournette. Oh, my God. Leonard Fournette's like the number 3 back on the team, right? Or number 2. Like, we're not looking at him very much right now. Honestly, that could be what they're looking at with AB, who, by the way, is coming off of a year and change out of football. And I'm sure he's in top-notch shape. I'm sure he is. But he's got to get used to the team. He's got all this other baggage going on with him. And the one thing that I do know is, BA likes his second chances. And as John Ledyard pointed out on his little show before we did this isn't his second chance. This is his
Little
sixth.
show.
Right.
This is his 6th chance. But it's his second one with BA, I guess. Like maybe a final chance for BA to see. And as Jake said, he's going to be on a short leash. And we'll see what happens. Now, I don't know how much of that extra $3 million he's now eating up.
Yeah, we'll find out shortly.
Yeah.
It's a 1-year deal, of course, laden with incentives like don't kill anyone, $500,000.
Right.
Don't take
a low bar, but you never know.
Don't speed.
Yeah, don't poop on the kitchen table in a live stream on Instagram. Like,
don't throw a bag of dildos at your girl.
Yeah, like $40,000 for that. Like, he's got all that stuff, but.